It's not college. Far from. We're live. We're ready for action. Cool. I don't even know what this is.
It's good though.
It is good. My liquor guy told me to try it. He knew I would like it. He's probably like, because you've tried everything else in the store. Why don't you hit on this orange wine? I was like, okay. Second time I bought it, but I like it. Do you like it?
Yeah, I really did like it.
All right, cool.
I love a wine.
Now that we got that settled, we're drinking shots of wine today. Yeah, we could sip on a glass and do a shot of wine at the 15-minute mark every time. It's up to you. No pressure.
Oh.
I feel like I'm always like putting people into
no. That honestly
binge
sounds
situation.
Better.
Yeah, we could pour.
I'm ready to honestly get a little fucked up because
get a little crazy.
Okay, maybe this is like too hot of a way to start this.
Oh no, I love.
Are you a Bravo girl?
Oh my god! You know what? I knew you were going to ask me about reality TV shows because I've seen your like Instagram stuff.
Okay,
and I'm like, TV
is all I have. But here's the thing: I'm not even really a Bravo girly, but you must have heard of this like Vanderpump Rules scandal that broke the internet.
Yeah.
So tonight is the finale where they're actually talking about it on TV, and all the footage is like you see all the footage
like behind the scenes.
No. So what they did is the season ended. They wrapped, and then I think a few months later this story broke and they got the cameras rolling again. So this is all like the fallout, and they caught it all on tape, like the fallout, all the fights and stuff. So that's tonight, and I have to watch it live, and also one of the girls on the show, she like keeps posting on her story. She's like, what you need to do to emotionally prepare for the finale, get some tissues and a vape and some wine. And I'm like, good. I'm going into this.
Perfect.
Set.
When does it come on?
9 p.m.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll be done. You'll get that live action.
And then afterwards, Watch What Happens Live is the girl who was cheated on. It's her first TV appearance.
Is it Raquel? I only know a couple things. My sister is obsessed. So I hear
Raquel, whose real name is Rachel. So now everyone calls her Rachel.
Why did she go by Raquel?
Because she was like a beauty queen and she wants, I don't know.
What the fuck?
She's the quote unquote, she's like the girl that he cheated with, who was best friends with the girl who got cheated on, Ariana.
Okay, yeah.
So Ariana's gonna come on and talk.
My sister gave me the lowdown with this part. She's like, you just gotta catch up. And I'm like, I don't know if I could catch up in time. This is a lot of information.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty unhinged.
They've been on for a long time now.
This was season 10.
Yeah.
And what a bang to leave season 10 on. And they fired this one girl. And now they brought her back because she was the first girl this guy cheated on with Ariana, like when the show first started. So they brought her back to sort of like assassinate his character for this episode.
Special guests from the past. I fucking love that. The
right?
drama is real.
The drama is, and like I honestly live for the drama.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's like bad TV, but it's great TV.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really weird that you're bringing this up too, because when I first graduated college, I moved out to LA for like a hot minute, like
How
6
was
months.
it?
Not
I've
even.
never been.
It's shitty. I hate LA.
Okay.
I mean, it's beautiful, but I just the people suck.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really vibe. But when I was there, I was looking for like PA jobs because my degree was film production. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. And so I got out there, and my mom, like nonstop, was like, Vanderpump Rules, they have an opening. I met this lady at work. My mom worked at the time at a TJ Maxx. And she's like, this lady I work with. I'm like, what?
Where was the TJ Maxx? In LA?
No, like upstate New York. I'm like,
that
Mom.
Makes no sense.
She's like, Vanderpump Rules. I'm like, what? I had no idea what it was. This was literally almost 10 years ago. This was like 2015.
Yeah, so it probably like just started.
She's like, it's just this like reality show that's like about people at a restaurant.
Yep.
And she's like, you should just go. They need like PAs. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I emailed the lady. I wonder if I could still fucking find it. I'll dig into that after. Remind me. Because I was like, I don't know what this says, but I need a job. Like fucking like.
Did she get back to you?
21-year-old. Probably not. probably why I didn't do it.
Oh, so you never did. You never worked.
No, I never did it. How sick would that have been?
That
though?
would have been so.
I was really building that up, and
Yeah, I was like,
you were so let
here
down.
I am, just like on the edge of my seat.
Molly's leaving us. That's who we have on our podcast
Oh
today.
yes,
I
hello.
didn't even.
Yeah,
we're like,
I jumped right into Vanderpump Rules.
like Raquel is way more important right now. We have Molly Kornfeld.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my god. Okay, good. I always just test how to say the name as we're
I
recording.
mean, no one
why.
ever gets it right. It's
Yeah.
always Cornfield. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would think opposite.
No,
Because you don't want to say cornfields.
I think it's because people think there's an I in the name when there isn't.
Yeah.
So everyone's always like Molly Kornfeld, and at this point, I don't even care.
You just no.
It is what
correct.
it is.
Just become that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like
You are
Kornfield,
Kornfield.
Kornfeld, whatever. You know who I am.
Yeah. What's your background?
It's Jewish, Austrian. I don't know.
I don't really know mine either, and I'm scared to do a 23andMe.
I think Jewish, because Jewish are the elds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my dad's dad was Jewish, so
okay, that makes sense.
So I think that's where it came from. I don't know, because I remember like everyone always thinks I'm Jewish.
Really?
When they meet me, yeah, because last name and also my overall vibe. I guess I can say that because I'm a quarter Jewish, but people are always like, "What are you doing for Passover?" I'm like, I don't fucking know, nothing.
How'd you know? What gave it away? Yeah, I don't. I grew up so I'm from like 3 hours north of here.
Where?
Queensbury. It's like a small town in between Saratoga and like Lake George area.
Okay.
Hour north of Albany, I guess, to give you a
so you're up, because I went like to middle school and then I went to college in Poughkeepsie. So I always consider that
Poughkeepsie. Oh God, yeah.
I know.
Even I'm like, fuck that place.
Yeah,
it's really in the middle.
It's really in the middle of like
nowhere.
It's
a cornfield.
Yeah, it's like it's a city, but it's like still not a lot going on.
Yeah, no, it's not. But what was my point of that?
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're totally good. This happens a lot, especially the more we drink. So
okay,
you're fucking golden.
So you grew up in where you're from? What were we talking about? Oh, you're Jewish. Are you Jewish?
Oh no.
No. Who is Jewish?
I'm not Jewish. That was the point. So the Queensbury where I grew up, we had one Jewish kid in our high school.
So I had two. So when I end up like growing up in Mayapack, which is like right above Westchester, we had like 3 Jewish kids, and I wasn't one of the Jewish kids. There's like only 3. That's crazy,
isn't it?
To me, like
so
now,
wild? Yeah. Like at the time, you're like normal.
Yeah, you're like, huh. Okay.
Then I went to college and was like, oh fuck, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And then down here, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of everything in New York City.
I'm in college. My roommate, she is Jewish, and she's still like one of my best friends. But she told me like she was very like culturally Jewish when she went to camp every summer, and like her family was very into like the holidays and everything.
Yeah.
And when I told her I wasn't Jewish, she like admitted to me later, she's like, I was devastated.
Wow.
Because I assumed you were because of the name. So when she was like, oh, are you Jewish? And I was like, oh, no, not really. Like only my dad's dad was, but I wasn't raised Jewish or anything. She was like, that really hit me hard.
she waited like years to tell you?
Yeah, but now she's like, not even.
She's like, now she just ghosts me.
So now it's not, but that was so funny. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was such a thing.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I don't realize like, because I'm not on the receiving end, like I have like probably, I don't want to like count them, that feels weird, but I have probably, a handful of Jewish friends now, and they're mostly from college, and they're all from like Long Island. It's like where a lot of them go.
I see, like, I guess I didn't know because I was so not raised Jewish that I knew like nothing about it till I went to college.
Yeah.
And all my friends were Jewish.
Yeah. It's weird.
A lot of them were from like Long Island or like New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, fascinating. But they were like actually like Jewish, like celebrated the holidays, like studied the religion, like we're bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah. And I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's like serious level.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous of that though. I kind of wish I had a.
Did you have a sweet 16 though?
No.
Oh,
no. Never got a car either. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a leftover car, like an old one.
Oh, that's nice. I eventually did get a car, but it wasn't until I was 23 and I had come back from LA because I failed. And my dad was like, here's a little Scion XB, little like square hamster cars.
Oh, yeah.
That's what was gifted to me.
I mean, that's nice though.
But I ripped that thing around. I had so much fun in it.
Where were you living?
At my dad's
Oh,
at that time. Yeah. So it was really like a tail in between my legs moment. And my dad was probably like, all right,
I mean,
let's get her this $1,200 box.
it
that
honest
moves."
it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like so crazy because like now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like it's all part of the process. But in that moment, you're like, oh my God, my life. What am I doing? I suck. I remember like turning to my dad one time and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I was bitching about, but I was like, I'm 23 and I have nothing to show for it. And he was like, I would kill to be 23 right now. I can't believe you're bitching about this. And I was like, I'm just so old.
That I say that like now. I mean, I'm 31, so I guess it's like I feel like 30. I didn't even notice or care when I turned 30.
Yeah.
But turning 31, I was like, wait a minute, we have to get a move on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause now you're in the
Exactly.
decade. You're not just like 30.
Yeah, so I'm like, not 30, but I mean, I still tell people I'm like 30 because I'm like, oh, I'm like 30. Okay.
Yeah. Round it down.
Yeah, that's what I always do. But
yeah, that's smart.
like, I was telling my therapist, I was like, I'm aging out of the industry. He was like, what? I was like, I'm too old. I like, when am I planning on getting married? Like, what's the deal? And he was like, you're so young, Molly. And I was like, am I?
Yeah.
But I guess to
it's
him,
so weird.
right? But to me, I'm like, I'm a failure of a 31-year-old.
Yeah. I remember like I'm gonna be 31 in a couple weeks, so I'm right behind you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm still, I got nothing.
I mean, it's so hard to have it. I'm like, I don't know how people have like full on successful like careers and romances at this age. It's like I feel like I'm a little baby.
I know.
Every day.
I literally I remember like a couple years ago, and it still rings true because I look exactly the same. I was like, when am I gonna like grow up and like look like a woman? Like I want to look like how Margot Robbie like she's younger than me and she looks like a woman. And I'm like, I don't. Like I look like a high schooler.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah, but then am I just gonna be looking like a weird, like appropriately dressed, like old high schooler? Like I don't know.
No.
I don't even know. Am I just gonna look like a pilgrim? Like
No.
I feel like I don't know. And it also doesn't help because I never got boobs. So I'm just like, fuck.
I mean, I also have no boobs, but I also feel like over the pandemic, like I gained weight. Like I feel like a lot of people did. I mean, my body's still for the most part the same and like it's fine. I'm like, this is my body. It is what it is. I don't feel like putting any effort into changing it. But
love that.
But I did gain like weight everywhere except my boobs are still tiny. And I'm like, excuse me.
Dude, yeah, it goes
What's
everywhere else but.
What is this about?
Yeah.
So now I kind of like it because I don't have to wear.
I know. And I'm so happy that that's kind of becoming a thing.
Right.
I'm like, thank God. I was going to do that today. And then I was like, this is white and there's lights. So just
I almost wore no bra on
millions
a
of views.
Today,
like,
but I was like, I
Killed it.
can't wear no bra if it's filmed.
Yeah. 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 Because then there's a record of it.
Yeah.
You're not just walking by.
And sometimes with like white shirts, it's like, it's too much. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah. We're not doing a like fucking peep show.
Exactly.
Things get weird here.
Like everything else, like any other
weird.
color, I'm like, this is fine. But sometimes when it's white, I'm like, this is astonishing.
Yeah.
Inappropriate.
It feels very transparent.
Yeah.
Transparent titties.
It's sometimes I'm like, this is too much. I can't go out in public like this. Like, this is too much.
Yeah. Or if I know I'm gonna see like my parents or somebody that I'm like, oh, like I'll wear a bra. But if I'm not,
of course.
like I literally packed a bra like to go when I was knowing that I was gonna see my mom like later that day. Not like she would have cared. She's actually embraced it.
Oh, I feel like my mom's never wearing a bra.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't openly discuss it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. You just look.
Well, when we go home, like when I come home for the holidays, like we spend both half the day in our pajamas. I'm like, there's no way she's wearing a bra.
No, PJ's bra.
Yeah.
That's insane behavior.
So, but then we spend like half the day like that. It's like, no one's wearing a bra in this house.
Yeah, no. I feel like if you're in your loungewear or if you're not
then a
leaving
bra's
the
not
house,
necessary.
Yeah, I work from home, so I'm like, I don't ever put on
I
a bra.
mostly work from home, but I like always have like meetings on Zoom, and I'm like, do people care that I'm in literally a t-shirt right now, just straight up lounging?
Dude, I'm so bad with my like Zoom calls at work. Like yesterday, I forgot that we had a meeting and I was leading it. So MVP right here.
It happened. I forget meetings all the time.
Yeah. And then I see it on my calendar. I'm like, what is this blue bullshit? And I was like, oh fuck. And I'm leading it. And then there had to be like a presentation. So I just like threw shit together real quick. I hope none of them listen to this. That would be I don't know. I feel like they probably call a spade, but
I mean, I feel like sometimes it's like, it is what it is.
yeah, I'm sure, everyone has those days. Mine just turned out to be weeks. But that's our shot clock.
Oh, I was like, oh, it's shot time. Okay.
It's been an hour, Molly. It's crazy.
I was like, wow, that flew by.
It's so funny doing mine. I kind of fuck with it though.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Imagine I just like changed the whole thing to like Winecast. Sorry.
No, that's all
I
fine.
really got that.
I'm gonna be very careful about cheersing you so I don't spill
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Your nails are cute.
Oh my god, thank you. Polka dots. My nails are all I have.
Same.
Are these your nails or are they press-ons?
No, they're like they're virtual nails, but it's bullshit. It's just the acrylic.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what kind
Yeah.
of mine are too. Or they're powder dip.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're the only thing that excites me is going to get my nails done. I'm like,
I know.
this gives me personality.
I know. And when you get a new like fresh
Mm.
coat, you're like new color, you went bold, you got red that day. Like what?
I
Unstoppable. I'm like, I'm going out tonight. Fuck it.
I have like no straight male friends. I mean,
all gay male friends?
no, I think I don't just like, I'm very like, okay, this is gonna sound not conceited, but there's a part of me that's like, if I had so many straight male friends and like none of them were in love with me, I'd be like, if we're such good friends, why aren't you in love with me?
Why aren't we fucking?
I think a part of me is like, wait, why aren't we fucking? I think I'm
Yeah.
always like, oh, this could be like, whenever I meet a guy, I'm like, could this be a potential relation?
Even if are you attracted to all of them, or you
No.
Oh, but you still
I
want the one up.
I just am like, well, I just like the possibility of like potentially it being a
it's
relation.
enticing.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this could potentially be someone I want in my life for a long time. But then I'm just collecting straight men that I'm like hang out with when I'm bored. I'm like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I have straight male comedy friends, but that's comedy. Like to me, that feels different than like an intimate friendship.
Yeah. It depends on where it like originated to.
If it originated in comedy and we hang out in groups, like, and we're talking comedy and like, then I'm like, you're my comedy friend.
Yeah, it's kind of like a coworker.
But if you're like coming over my house and stuff and like going out to meals with me and stuff a lot, like I feel like then you're like,
yeah,
it's
that's weird.
right?
I know. It's like the endless debate of like, can guys and girls be friends?
I feel like if you're both straight,
no. If you're both straight, and it doesn't even matter if like you're even on the attractive level, because usually personality makes up for it. Because like that's probably why you're friends, because you guys vibe.
Right. So it's like if you're vibing that hard, why wouldn't you give a relationship a shot? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like more that than being like, why aren't you in love with me? But more it's like if you vibe that well and you get along, why wouldn't you try having sex with each other and see what happens? That's where my mind immediately goes.
Yeah, because every guy, doesn't matter, would say yes if you were like, hey, you want to have sex right now?
Right. I'm like,
they would be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, guys are just like literally. I was talking to my friend and we were talking to our friend who's a guy. This is like one of my straight male friends. And we were talking about how like, because we're both single and like, should we like be little sluts this summer? And then it's like sometimes the trouble though is like you go on like a few dates with a guy to make sure he's not crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's like you don't dislike him, but you're not obsessed with him. But it's like but you're kind of horny. So then it's like, but you can't tell like, is it gonna be good or like when it starts, is it gonna be bad? Like, so it's like, do we do it with knowing that it might be like not great?
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, I've never once had sex with a woman and thought before it, is this going to be bad? And I'm like, yeah, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't.
You're the bad one.
Yeah, exactly.
You suck.
You
like suck in bed, George.
What could be that bad about it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, girls are like, what is this?
They're like, this is no.
Yeah.
I'm 5 levels in.
Yeah.
like by the time you even touch me.
I know.
I'm like, God damn, I hate that you wore that jacket.
I'm
like, what is it? What is it? Is it gay?
Some things I'm just like, I don't know. You get to the point and you're like, wow, I actually don't want to have sex with this person, but it's already like,
if it's already
there,
emotion, then you're like, this is a chore or a duty. I got to just finish it so he can finish and we could
he could leave. Worst was like, I don't do this anymore because I like to, because it's because I'm tired and I have a dog, but like
your mom.
Exactly. But when I used to go home with like guys that I met at bars, I would be in the cab to their place and like we would be like kissing and I'd realize in the cab, like, oh no.
Oh, you
But
got
we're
the
already
ick.
there. Yeah. And then I'm like, and I know like you can change your mind whenever, but I would just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go through with it because I'm already in the cab.
Yeah, and it's not even like a weird like rapey vibe.
No,
We're
no,
not
no.
putting that in the mix. It's consensual still, but it's a hesitant consensual because
Exactly.
I'm like, oh yeah, me like an hour ago was consenting, but me now is like I'm resenting.
Right? Or it's like you liked their vibe. Like sometimes I would go home and guys would be like, he's like, oh, you want to get out of here? I'm like, totally.
Yeah.
And then in the cabs when we first like kissed and there's like no real chemistry and you're like, fuck.
Oh, or they're just a shitty kisser.
Yes.
Just fucking sandpaper or slobber. Like there's no, it's a weird kiss spectrum out there.
Yes. Or the cab conversation took a weird turn. That's also happened.
Oh, they're like, so how's what's your mother's maiden name?
Yeah. like I don't know.
You're like, you were so cool in there. What the
right?
fuck
And then
happened?
sometimes during the cab, they'll like start like opening up to you and you're like, oh no, like one-on-one and not like a crowded bar setting. This is not my vibe.
You're like, I thought you were like a cool, like hidden dude, but you're just an idiot.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. And you're like,
what?
but I'm already on the way. So it's like, what am I going to do? Jump out of a moving cab?
Yeah. And then in the morning, you're just like, all right, well, body count went up.
Oh, I would leave after.
And I don't care.
If I didn't like, if I was like,
oh
this
yeah,
is
I
not
don't
for me,
sleep.
I'd be like, oh, you know what? This was really fun. But I remember one time I left a comedian birthday party with a guy I met at a bar, went to his apartment that was nearby.
Okay.
Had sex.
Yeah.
Came back while the party was still going on.
Oh, love that move.
And then went to a diner with people after the party.
You're like, I have sex on my hands.
And then stayed till like 3 a.m. And I was like, what a wild night in my life.
Dude.
The sex was the most boring part of the night.
Oh, that poor guy.
I wonder what happened. I mean, but it's also like
I fucked and then I had a whole evening after you.
Right? Isn't that crazy? And it's not like he hit me up after to ever hang again. So I don't like feel bad.
I thought you were gonna end it. It's not like he hit me. I was like,
definitely
I was like, all right, maybe it was exciting.
No, it definitely wasn't.
It was bad.
Yeah.
The worst is when they thought it was good. And then you have to like somehow let that like post-sex text just simmer. We're like, had a great time. I'm like, ooh, you did? Were we in the same room?
Ever had, you know, it's actually, I don't think I've ever had one.
Never had bad sex.
No, I've had tons of bad sex. But I
was
feel
like, I'll find someone right now for you.
A lot of people I've had bad sex with also were people that I randomly met that didn't want to see me again anyway. Like we're like one night out. And so then I never heard from most of them again.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. And then the guys I did hear from again, for the most part, I wanted to see them again. So I was like,
really?
This is pretty.
I've had like the opposite experience.
Really?
Yeah. I've had like.
I mean, I also haven't heard from guys I liked again. Like it's.
Yeah. I just never hear back. God damn it.
Yeah. Maybe that's honestly what it is.
My number is 911. I like every one night stand like in my history has been like super hot, great, amazing, like wow. And we both like kind of want to leave it on top shelf like that and like just don't talk like because I'm like that was, you know, he lives there, I live here. What are we gonna do with this? Let's just make that like a top-notch moment in our lives and move on. So like that's been like a great like situation. And then the people that I'm like friends with first, and then I get drunk and I'm like, maybe.
Yes.
And then you fuck and then it's bad.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, it's because I know too much. Like, I feel like it's because, so it's weird because usually people, the argument, I guess, is like, you want to like get to know someone and have a connection. And then like the sex is better. I'm like, no, the less I know, the better. Like,
yeah.
But I don't know if that's just my weird like psyche, like being like, this is how it works now because it's happened to me like that so many times, or if I'm just, I don't know.
I feel like it can go like either way, but I'm now in like quote like my life. I'm always like at this point in my life or right now.
Molly is releasing a memoir.
I'm releasing at my point at this point in my life. I just feel like guys who don't put in effort don't deserve it. Like it's never gonna be good enough for me to be like, I'm glad I let you like fuck me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's unhinged behavior, but I'm like,
no,
put in literally like guys who put in no effort piss me off so much.
Yeah, when it's blatantly like lazy as fuck. I'm like, bro.
I'm like, you gotta put in literally an iota of effort.
And that would make a world of difference.
Otherwise, if you're just like putting in zero effort thinking I'm gonna have sex with you, like to me, that's the grossest thing. And I will not be doing it.
Yeah.
Like nothing worse than a guy DMing me at 1 a.m. to respond to like a story. That grosses me out more than I think.
The story response. the random story responses from people, they just come out of the
They come
woodwork.
and it's always like post 1 a.m. Like, I'm sorry, but this is never gonna work on me.
Yeah.
When I like, if you want to get to know me, you can hit me up or text me at a normal time of day. You responding to my Instagram story 2 a.m. on a Saturday, it's never gonna work for me.
Like fire emojis on your
Exactly.
Mother's Day post. I'm like, you sick fuck.
Exactly. It's like, where did you? And they're commenting on the most random shit, and you're like, why are you responding to this? Why are you reacting to this post? Like, you're
like
just
clap to like you getting a Starbucks. I'm like, no.
yeah. It's
No,
like
no.
they're picking some random ass shit and being like,
Like,
LOL.
remember me? I'm alive.
I know,
and
I'm
still
like,
have a penis.
and then it's like you're putting in so few little effort.
Yeah.
Literally ask me for like a drink. That's a step up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went on a date once. This disturbed me to my core.
Oh my God.
So first of all, it was I think it was our third date, but it was also amidst like pandemic stuff. So I think our second date was like a Zoom or some shit.
Uh-huh.
And then our third date, we went and we like had a couple, like I let him buy me a few beers. They were Narragansetts. How much is that going to cost you? 2 Narragansetts, maybe $10.
Yeah.
Relax. And then we went to get food and he's like, oh, do you want wings? Like, let's split some wings. We're going to split wings? Okay, sir. And then the wings came with like different, like he was like, let's get this wing and this wing. And they were like, oh, do you want sauce on the wing? Or like, it's like slightly cheaper if you get sauce on the side. And this man got sauce on the side. I'm saucing my own wings with a knife.
No.
Hell no. That is the cheapest shit I've ever seen.
That's crazy. What was the price difference?
Like
fucking
$2, like $2 or $3.
Dude.
I
No.
think that is unhinged behavior.
That's a red
I was
flag.
like, are you fucking? And then he just thought I was gonna have sex with him. I'm like, you didn't even put sauce. You didn't even let me eat sauce on my wings. What is this?
Yeah,
what is this?
That means he wouldn't even like eat you out. He wouldn't even go down.
That's
if he doesn't want wings, saucy wings, he's not gonna get down in there.
I'm like, the second you don't offer to buy for something on a first date, my mind immediately races and is like, if we have kids, I feel like you're gonna be like, well, can you get the kid? Like, I feel like you're not gonna go out of your way to take care of me in life.
Yeah. Like he's the default, but you're the prime. Like
I'm
or opposite. Whatever.
No,
you
like,
know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I'm the go-to, and
he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
If you're like negotiating that early, it's not gonna work for me. Yeah. Then again, I have been single for like years of my life, and nothing's going according to plan.
Don't settle, Molly.
But I just feel like it's so rude.
No, it is rude. It's fucking weird. Was he Jewish?
He was not Jewish. Who was that guy?
What was he?
He was a ginger.
Oh, really?
I love a ginger. Yeah.
Do you? Mm-hmm. I dipped my toes into the ginger pool once or twice.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is my theory on ginger men. Do you want to hear it? I'm telling everyone.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. Yes.
This only goes for light ginger hair, not like brunette gingers. Because I feel like brunette gingers are kind of hot in their own right. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like blonde ginger guys with like no eyebrows and stuff are so like, you're like, you're so cute.
Yeah.
And I think growing up, they are told they're so cute all the time that when they reach adulthood, they go out of their way to be like, I'm a fucking guy that fucks, bro. Because I've dated like 2 like blonde gingers who like go out of their way to try to be super like sexy.
Really?
And it is off-putting. Yes.
That's so weird.
Isn't it?
They like want to be validated.
I dated
like
this blonde ginger once. Oh my God, this man. He was like, he wore like sweater vests. Okay. And he was nice. But then like one day we were like making out and this shook me to my core. Well, first he lifted my shirt up and licked my stomach. No need for that ever. It's not arousing and it's upsetting. And then he said to me, and I was young when this happened, but it's like, dude, you're a guy in like a sweater vest. He was like, do you know what I think your problem is? And I was like, what? And he was like, I don't think you've ever really been like fucked before. And I was like, no.
It's like, hang on, my mom showed me.
I was like, who are you like fucking the shit out of? You know what I mean? We're both like in our young 20s. Like, who are you fucking the shit out of?
Did you fucking just tag Team Trump with Stormy? Like, what went
I was
down?
I was
like ginger power. Like
it was. I was like, this is crazy to me. It's crazy.
That's insane. Meanwhile, we're drinking orange wine.
I mean,
is that a subconscious thing?
But then I still am like, I love a ginge. But then I interact with them, and I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't. I only hooked up with one ginger guy, and I'm sure in like a few months, Ginger's gonna be like sensitized and we won't be able to say it. So we're gonna scream it loud today. But
I mean, yeah, but still.
but the guy that I was like talking to that was a ginger, he didn't care that I called him that. He was like,
Was he
"Yeah."
blonde ginger or brunette ginger though?
I need a distinction on that. Like, what are you
So,
saying? Like a
like-
dark ruby red?
So like, okay. Like, did they look like Ron Weasley and like Ed Sheeran, like that type of like no eyebrows, like very red hair? Or was it more like a
Oh,
shot o'clock when I'm
Say-
describing what a
say-
ginger is?
Say by the bell.
Or
What
was it
would've-
more of a like they have dark eyebrows and their hair is like red, but it's darker. Like it could be almost brunette, but there's like a red.
Okay, no. So that's how my current boyfriend is.
Okay.
He's like a dark.
Okay.
He's a darkie.
It's dark ginger.
Just cut that. And then, oh God, I hope he doesn't listen to this. The guy that I hooked up with, because we broke up for a little bit. I hooked up with this guy
Been there.
who's ginger, like Ed Sheeran status.
Yes. Okay.
And he's
Like no eyebrows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're there,
But they're
like,
very fair.
It's like a the sunlight hits in. I'm like, they're there.
Yeah.
But he was like 6'4", super cool dude. Why were we getting into him?
Oh, when you said about, did you find him like to be like overtly like?
Oh no, coolest guy I ever met.
But maybe it's because he's tall. Both of the blonde gingers I was with are
Maybe.
short. Maybe it's a short guy thing. Maybe my theory's off. I need more data.
Yeah. Well, I could introduce you to this this light haired ginger guy. He's super fucking dope. Like we're like friends now. Like we just like vibe. He's super like laid back, like travels, like just he lives in like Greenwich Village by himself. So
Okay, I might need that info.
yeah. And then all my friends like met him one night, like randomly. We were just out and like he was hammered and hit me up and they came over and to like the spot that we were at. So it was an accidental meeting because I was like, this is not gonna be a thing.
Right.
Like
course,
this was not, forever. But then they all met and then they were like, this dude's the man. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I know he's great, right? But it's just like I don't know. I couldn't see it like for more than that. It was just like a fun kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he's super dope. I'll get you guys
Yeah.
connected.
Give me those deeds
To gingers.
Yeah, gingers. Oh,
Orange wine to the orange heads. Love it. Wow.
that was good.
Right? It's so weird. Taking shots of fresh wine. Wow, I look so bright. I forgot I was wearing like white kind of white.
You can see like this is like my weird like bald spot. Have you noticed that your hair like thins as you get
Okay,
older?
I was just about to say that because not the bald spot.
No, but it's like with this bald spot, like I started putting oil in my hair because I'm like, what the fuck is this?
yeah, it's weird. It's
What's
weird.
my hairline doing?
My friend from college who's actually getting married in August. Everyone is fucking getting married.
Everyone's getting married.
I'm
yeah.
like, God damn, dude. Like
I have a friend having a baby. That shook me for a minute.
yeah, my friend had a baby in December. And
I'm
I was like,
I'm like, we're adults.
yeah. And then Mother's Day passed. And I was like, oh, I have to text her and say Happy Mother's Day. And I also never know like when to stop texting. Like I texted my mom, obviously, Happy Mother's Day. And then I texted my friend who just became a mom, Happy Mother's Day. And then I was like, all right, I guess I'll text my grandma. So I texted my grandma Happy Mother's Day. And
Oh
then
no, I
was
stopped
like,
at mom.
and then really, thank God, because I just like kept going. And I was like, should I just do a group? Like I was like, this is weird because I was just copy pasting. And then I texted my sister who's a mom, Happy Mother's Day. And I was like, this is a lot. Like, when did
It's-
this become a fucking homework?
It's
Like,
well, I have a dog and people at work were like, Happy Mother's Day. And I was like, what? And they were like, dog moms. And I was like, oh, I mean,
you're like, do you know something I don't?
I was like, I don't have children.
where are they?
I was like, relax.
Do you know where your children are? Do you remember those commercials?
Yes.
It's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Oh yeah, it was like the news.
Yeah. And
It's
I was
like-
like, really?
I was like,
9?
I'm literally right here watching this with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the kids always saw it. They should have put that on earlier.
I was like, I'm here doing absolutely nothing.
I have no friends.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was me. I was like, I'm doing my homework. That's
I don't know
usual.
where all the other children are. Can you tell me?
Like, where is the party?
Yo, for real. That old school like news station. Like, I don't know if you had, did you have a local, where are you from?
Like Mayapack near Westchester.
Okay. Yeah,
That's where I ended up growing up. But I don't know if we had if we had one, I never watched it. We must have.
Yeah, my mom and sister, my oldest sister, they like would watch the news and shit a lot. I don't know why. And the like main anchor, like the local anchor, was like a hero in the town.
Why?
And like, I don't know, because he was like a local celebrity, you know? It was Bob Kovacic. Never forget his name.
That is so. I like have no like. What is a you know what's crazy is sometimes I watch these TV shows, like reality shows, and they're like, "Oh, we met the mayor of so and so, or this guy's a councilman." I'm like, "Who the fuck?" I have no idea who represents me. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just dumb.
No, I don't either. If no one's giving me a key, I
I'm
don't
like-
fucking know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I'm like also super bad at politics. Like,
Me too.
I just like I know enough. I don't know it all, and I don't want to know it all. And it sounds kind of ignorant, but I'm like, no, I'm choosing to not dive in deep because I don't want to be a stress ball and
Same.
arguing with everybody on conflicting ideas that no one's gonna see eye to eye on. What's the point? Like
I have I see what people write on like the internet, and I'm like, I'm judging you. And if it's about like something I very much like care about, like there's certain things where I'm like, this is actively wrong, and I'll like
Yeah.
post about it and be like, this is actively wrong, but I don't know like everyone's names.
Yeah.
Like when people are talking about who's running for like all the different people that are running for this or running for that, I'm like, wait, who are you talking about? My parents know like everyone's names because they watch news all the time. I'm like, I don't know I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, which sucks because like the local elections actually like impact us more.
Well, I
than,
mean, I
like,
always vote in our local ones, and I read
yeah.
up on those people, but then
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I have a friend who is like very smart, and I feel like she's very political, and I'm always like, is this who you're voting for? Please tell me.
I'm gonna cheat off you
I'm like,
to vote.
Do you want to hear my biggest shame in this cold, cruel world? But I think about it all the time because me and my friend did this. So you know how like AOC is like the star of,
Yeah,
you know,
don't tax the rich.
yeah. So when she first
So
went up
ridiculous.
like to enter Congress, like her first election, she was the representative in my district of Queens, and I
Oh.
didn't vote for her. I voted for the old white guy who had already had the position. And I think about this all the time. How
That's
shameful.
hilarious.
Me and my friend, like I was like, oh my God, no one can ever know that I did. Well, I'm telling you, and everyone who's listening. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
Don't
God,
judge.
the deep shame that I was just like, went with the route, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And voted for like some old white guy that had it before.
That sounds like an old Facebook status.
Isn't that
you're like,
crazy?
fuck, I gotta get rid of this.
And then I told someone that like a few years ago. I was like, here's something embarrassing. Like I didn't vote for AOC when like the first election. And she was like, for my district, like the rep. And he was like, what? And I was like, damn.
Dude, well, to make you feel better, I wasn't registered to vote until like the last election. And it was because I was trying to vote in college and like they had all the voting shit like on campus. Like it was so easy. And I went there and I waited in line for like an hour, dude. Get up to the front. I'm ready to rock. And then they like asked for ID and like whatever. And I give it to them and they're like, did you register to vote? And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm registered. And they're like, you're not. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you're like not, it's just not here. Like you can't vote. Like I mean, you can go in there and write it if you want, but it's not going to count. And I was like, what? And then I walked out of there. I had to be like 19, 20. I walked out of there and everyone's like, so who'd you vote for? I was like, Obama. Like,
oh, so you never voted for Obama?
No, because I literally didn't know how the process worked. Like it sounds so ignorant.
No, because I also turns out, so I voted for Obama and I remember doing that because I was in college and I remember exactly what I was wearing. So I was like, I'm gonna wear a blazer to vote. And then it was like a vintage like thrift store blazer and it ripped like as I was voting. And I was like, fuck my Obama attire. But then when like the big vote came, like Trump versus Hillary, and I was like, I'm all in. I'm voting for Hillary. Like, this is it. I went, like, even though, like, New York doesn't really matter, like, Hillary's going to win New York. But it might have been for the primary, like, not the actual, like, Trump versus Hillary. It might have been for Hillary versus, like,
whoever the fuck.
it was Bernie, I'm pretty sure, or someone. But
yeah.
So I was registered still at school and didn't realize I had to re-register in Queens because I had moved to Queens.
Oh, the county like changed.
So they were
right?
like, you can vote affidavit. So I printed out this whole form.
Oh.
I got the form from them. Bada, bada, bada. I voted. I was like, bing, bang, boom, all good. I put it through, or I sent it. I don't even remember what I did. And I got an email like a few weeks later that was like, you did this wrong and your vote didn't count. I was like, well,
dude, it's so hard.
That really was hard.
Like, there's a lot of stupid ass paperwork involved with that shit.
And I'm like,
that should just be automated. Like, it's 2023, dude.
I
everyone
didn't
should
even
have it
realize
on
like
their
I had to
phone.
change like when I moved, even from within Queens, from like, but technically like my not my county, but like my district changed when I moved like 4 streets. And I didn't realize that either. And then I was like, motherfuck. And then I had to redo my whole thing.
Yeah, they don't like notify you. Like, they're just like, tax comes around and they're like, oh yeah, are you a Yonkers resident? Like, you're like, then
I
you're
have
picked
no
out.
idea how that shit works, and it kind of scares me because I'm like, am I
crazy.
stupid? Like, I'm not paying attention to this.
I've done a lot of like sketchy tax returns on accident. But my dad like sat me down when I was like 13 because that's when I had my first job, and he's like, these are your taxes, you're gonna learn how to do them, you're not gonna leave until you figure it out. And I was like, what? 13 made me fucking file my taxes.
I still don't understand.
I get it now finally, but it took me a while. And moving to New York City makes it a lot more complicated. Like, there's a lot of like New York City tax, Queens tax, Yonkers tax. Then what bracket are you in? Like, how long did you live there? If you're in the middle, moving in the middle of the year, like,
that
then
is
you have
so
to
stressful.
Like, separate that. But like, if you're not making like buka money, you know,
yeah,
no one, the IRS isn't gonna come to you for like
though
a grand.
like once you like register yourself as like, because you do comedy, like register yourself as a comedian.
Yeah.
And like, if you make any money like via that way, sometimes it can cut your like return in half.
Dude,
you need like a tax person if you're making money at comedy, which is like crazy to me.
Yeah, because it's like that self-employment.
But then people are like, oh, but you can write off
income.
everything related to comedy,
Yeah.
which is also crazy to me.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
And how David's like, isn't that just a write-off? Like, that was literally my mentality when I graduated college. I was like, no, it's the write-off. I can just write it off.
My mom does that because my mom does comedy. And
oh, she does? That's
yeah.
so great.
So I guess she's so used to writing off everything. And I've like never written off my comedy expenses because I haven't.
Me neither. What the fuck?
But I also haven't really been making any money from comedy.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, it's like so minuscule.
But I bought like makeup and left the receipt at my mom's recently. She's like, your makeup receipts here, that's a write-off. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Like, people save receipts. There's actually an app where it takes a picture and like saves everything for you. Yeah, I forget what the app is.
Literally,
but
like,
that's gonna
if
be
you
our next
go
one.
to like get a coffee and you talk comedy with someone, that's a write-off, which is like crazy to me.
Oh my god, I've been just cracking free jokes all over this goddamn world.
Someone actually told me like, if it's easier if you have like 2 credit cards and one is only like for comedy expenses.
Oh, and then you can just
like show that to someone and be like, this is like an Uber I took to a show, from a show, these are people I paid, yada yada yada, this is a car I rented to get somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like a whole thing that I like am so like dumb like about that stuff, and also about like utilities. Like, I don't know how any of this shit works.
Oh yeah, utilities
Wi-Fi
is annoying as shit.
When my Wi-Fi goes out, I just sit there.
I unplug it and plug it back in.
Same. And if it doesn't come back in, I'm like, well, guess I'm done.
I don't have internet today.
Exactly. I'm like, I'll wait till the blue light comes back on. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, dude, I actually called Spectrum. And motherfuckers.
Did they help you?
So the dude that I had was actually very helpful, but like, my situation was like unhelpable, but he was very nice.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, yeah, your modem's shit. You need to like go to this store and like get a new one. You have to go in person. I'm like, what? This is like, we're in like a futuristic point where I shouldn't have to physically go to the store and bring you my modem with the wires hanging out like I'm a fucking like, what is that?
How I feel about my iPhone. And resetting like a password. I'm like, why do I have to fucking go to a Genius Bar for someone to be like, well, put in a request for your password to be reset? It's like, it's my fucking phone.
Yeah.
Just let me get into my phone.
I'll request myself.
And I had to go to have some teenager tell me that.
Do you think that people who get plastic surgery, like, you know, the Kardashians, but do you think when they change their face, they have to like redo their face ID?
Such an excellent point.
Like, I'm just thinking about that now. Rich problems, but you know.
like that doesn't recognize them
I can't get
anymore.
into my phone because it's so like if I'm ready to go out or if I just woke up,
Oh,
my
it's-
phone like knows. Like it
It's-
knows my nose.
But it's completely different people.
Oh yeah, I look 100% different, but I feel like the technology, like, because I've heard people like joke about how they're like, I can't get in my phone because I look like shit, whatever, whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it still knows.
But it
who
knows
you
like
are.
your facial
Like
structure.
I don't know if it's like face depth technology or like what, but like you'd be laying down, you could be doing whatever, and it's like that is you and that is not you. But like if I just like got a little work done, I have to go to the Apple bar and then explain to them the situation. Be like, yeah, look, I got a nose job.
That is so wild.
You gotta fucking tell all of them. Then they're all gonna talk about it back at the Genius Bar. Like, yeah,
all these literal 15-year-olds. You're like, okay,
right?
Because also everyone is a child, and that makes me even angrier. I'm like, you're a kid.
I know.
You don't know what it's like to live.
I know. Do you know anyone like personally who's gotten like work done on their face like at our age?
I feel like everyone I know is getting preventative Botox.
Oh my god, let's talk about it.
Should I get preventative Botox? Here's the thing: I've noticed one line, but my real trouble area is I have like little fine lines under my eyes from like smiling and laughing, and I don't want to put filler in my face. So there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, no. I have a lot of friends of mine who do preventative Botox, which is just it's Botox. It's just they're saying that to like get a younger audience.
But I think so what they actually told me it was because like girls from my work do it, and someone I know like at the office has a discount, so that's why like all the girls go.
No, they're all like, let's get it.
But I guess the earlier you get it, it freezes the nerves.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's true though?
No.
Okay.
I think they're just trying to appeal to a younger audience.
Yeah, maybe because I'm
like it's gonna and it's working, and they're probably making tenfold. So yeah, push it harder. Make new terms that aren't like,
but some of
legally
the work, like,
incorrect
that people get done, I don't even think like looks that good. Like I understand things like, oh, you want boobs. That makes sense to me.
Night and day.
And I guess like Botox makes some sense to me, but like lip filler, I will never understand. No. I never think it looks good. No. I will die on the hill that lip filler looks bad on almost everyone.
Yeah, it never
like
looks
even the
natural.
Kardashians. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. It looks bad.
It doesn't match the rest of your face.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be feature like specific, but if your lips are huge, but your eyes are smaller or your nose isn't that big, it like stands out more. You just look weird.
I feel like I've never, because like, well, on Bravo, everyone has their lips done.
Back to Bravo.
Yeah, back to Bravo.
That was nice.
And I never think it looks good.
No, it doesn't. Because the fact that like you can tell that they got it done is
a bad sign.
Is the problem. Like if someone like was talking to me and they look beautiful and then like all of a sudden it slipped out that they had their lips on and I didn't know, I'd be like, wow, who the fuck did that? Because that's impressive.
So many people, I'm like, this is horrible work. And like I can tell
that this is bad job, work. Man.
But I feel like did you watch the Friends like reunion on HBO or whatever, and it came out like a year ago, and it was like they all came back together to talk about like the whole show.
Yeah, you talk about Courtney Cox.
It's not just her; it's everyone.
Yeah,
the only two people who looked like people of their age should look, but like better, were Lisa Kudrow and Matt LeBlanc. I was
gonna say Phoebe and Joey. Yeah,
because the other four looked weird,
not good. Like it's like AI when you know something's off.
It looks like they're CGI versions of themselves.
Yeah,
it freaks me out.
It's really upsetting too,
right?
Because you would guarantee like 9 times out of 10. I don't want to say 10 out of 10, but like a good percentage of people would look better if they just naturally and didn't. You could fuck around a little bit, but they like fuck around.
It's like get a little Botox here and there when you have a lot of lines, like maybe
and you like have an event, maybe prep, do like a vacation thing. Like I get a Brazilian before I go somewhere.
Exactly.
Get a little Botox before the red carpet.
Do a facial peel. If your face doesn't move though, like to me, and then it's like also okay. Here's another thing. Sorry, now I'm just going off.
No, I'm here for it.
Nicole Kidman,
kill her.
Her face doesn't move anymore.
Yeah,
like I never need to see her another thing. But it's like you're an actress, and like your face is like your palette, right?
Yeah.
So when I watch her and things now, it's like the only way I can tell if you're upset is if there are tears like falling down your plastic face.
That she probably doesn't know are coming down.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't understand, like, that's how you show emotion from your face. But if your face doesn't move, what am I?
Then you really have to deliver that line.
Exactly.
Like, also, she's probably trying to keep up with her husband.
Oh, yeah. Is her husband young?
Keith Urban.
His highlights are so bad.
Oh my God. He still has like that 2002 like haircut with the layers and the highlights and just like the fake tan.
I feel
I
like,
love him. Great
but
musician.
they're like stripy highlights, which is also crazy to me.
Yeah. And maybe he was like, I'll just keep him until they come back. Fashion it always comes back around. That's not coming back.
No, Keith Urban needs to let it go.
Thick highlights.
But he's
with
also
like a
kind of
side
short king.
bang.
I think she's like a short king girl.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, short.
Yeah.
Keith Urban, not tall.
I know you've definitely seen that picture of Nicole Kidman leaving Tom Cruise's divorce. And she's just like, oh God. Sometimes when I'm down and depressed, I'll just look at that and I'll feel inspired.
That's like how I picture I would feel like when I leave corporate America.
Right.
Like, this is me.
That's me every day when I fantasize quitting.
Right. With my like $2,000 savings. I'm like, I could live off this.
I know. I also have so many meetings about that with work, with like 401ks and like the retirement plan and like how much is going into this and that. And like, do they do a match and like how much percentage you put in? And I'm like, I like want to learn, but like after 5 minutes, I just check out.
I check the fuck out.
I'm like, I'll just watch this later. We're recording it, right?
That's me literally every time.
So bad.
I like have to keep calling these places because I'm also so bad at like transferring my 401k from an old job to a new job.
Oh yeah.
When I say it took me days to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, am I stupid?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know how any of that works.
I know. And then forget about stocks. Like I get like all these benefits from my job. They're like, oh yeah, like you have like RSUs and like stock options. And I'm like, okay, well, they're like, do you understand how big of a deal this is, right? And I'm like, yeah, totally. And they're like, okay, well, you're like being really nonchalant about it. And I'm like, well, like we all got it. So I'm happy for all of us. And then I get off the call. I'm like, Google RSU vesting, like stocks in general, crash course.
At my old job, people who are like so much younger than me, but it was finance, but it's like, I had no idea. I have to this day, I'm like, what did I do at that job? I was there for like 3 years.
Isn't it crazy?
I had no idea.
History?
But everyone who was like younger than me was like, oh my God, my stock and this is like going through the roof. And I'm like, you guys have like personal investments at like 26? What the fuck? I have my 401k and I never check in on it. And I know it's there collecting money at a slow little sensual pace. And I just trust that it's there.
Yeah.
Personal stock.
Yeah. Ugh. Dude, I like sold my shares so fast.
Like, see, I don't even know what that means. Like you got shares. Like to me, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's like, so it accrues like according to like the amount of time that you've been with the company. So then it vests. And
but you can like cash out at certain points, right?
Yeah. Well, you could cash out early, but you're not going to like be able to take out as much, obviously. Because like the potential is with the timeline. So I understand that aspect, but like there is a big difference between shares, like company shares that you're like gifted, and then RSUs, and like which is like a restricted stock unit. Okay. And so if you're like monitoring the stock market and you're looking at how much like when they gave you that versus what it is today. So like I remember when they gave me it was like $17 on the market, and like now it's 33. So like the, whatever X number of shares that I got for that, like multiply it by that dollar value, and it just like doubled pretty much.
But you can sell it whenever, or you have to wait?
You could sell it whenever, but like it's stupid to sell it like if you're only like 40% vested, because the potential's there.
This is a serious question.
To make more. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm just like, I feel bad because we're ending
now we're on
like,
Wolf of
we're
Wall
ending
Street.
on like me finding out what a stock is. But okay, say you are like, you're at a company and they give you stock, and it's like vesting over a certain amount of years, but you have like a certain amount, but then you leave that company.
Yeah.
What happens to the stock you have?
It depends on the company. Mine comes with me.
Oh, so you can take that to your next job.
Yeah.
But in some, do they like pay it out? Like,
well,
for what
some it depends on what the offer is, because some is like accrued based on your time of employment with that company. So if it's one that's not based on that, like kind of merit, then you already have it. Like they gave it to you. It's your share.
Okay.
But the RSU thing is the one that kind of, if I stayed, like they give that, like companies give that as like an inclination to stay with the company. Because like if I'm there for another year,
Then that'll
it's going to go
and-
up. I'm going to get another round.
Right. But so like if you were to leave, would they pay you out or no?
No, you're only going to get what you vested in. But I'm pretty sure, so don't quote me,
Okay.
but like it depends on if it's an RSU or just a regular, like whatever shares they gave you. Pretty sure if it's like a share thing, it's yours, like you like kind of already bought that out of the market. But like if it's the employment one, which is the RSU one, I'm pretty sure then it won't. You only take what you got so far.
Okay. And
so
I
like
guess
if it was 40% vested, that's all you're getting out of like the other 60% you could have had if you stayed with the company, but you're leaving. So like you're losing out on.
But I guess you could still use that as a bargaining chip if you're going somewhere else. Because you were like, if I would have stayed here, it would have given me.
Yeah. People do that too, I think.
Okay. I have no idea.
I mean, I'm probably fucking up a lot of what I'm saying.
I mean,
but I feel like I kind of got a gist, but I don't know.
I just literally took the 401k, like every job when you start a job, they're like, what do you want us to invest in? I'm like, the usual spread.
Yeah. You're like, what's the original charcuterie?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, whatever's the most popular one for people of my age, put me in that one.
Yeah. And then if your company matches like for 401k, they're like, oh my God, you have to take advantage of that.
And I'm like, okay, we'll do it.
I'm like, fine, I'll spring.
We'll do it.
Fucking check is so much less.
Isn't that crazy?
And I'm like, I'm saving for like future me that I don't even know for sure is going to be there. And like, I know me right now is here. So it's so hard for me. I know people,
and also like taking out of your 401k or anything like early, you fucking end up
like
losing
30% like fucking
because
deduction.
the tax is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I learned because I used to be in like in insurance when I first started working. And I know people who told me they're like, I think I'm going to start borrowing for my 401k. And I was like, do not do that.
You are losing all your money. Fees and bullshit.
Like the taxes are fucking crazy. Yeah. Do not do that.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Like strip before you take out of your 401k.
Yes. Oh my God. 100%.
That is life advice. They should teach that. They should teach that shit in college.
They should teach. Well, look at me. Well, we're going to do shot soon.
No, yeah, we are.
Look at me just being like, I'm just drinking my soul away and learning about the stock market.
I'm drinking my soul away. Ooh. I know, honestly. Ooh, that was a lefty pour too. And I don't know what happened. Do you care about this?
No. Go on in there.
Get in there.
Perfect.
And then we'll split this evenly too.
Oh my God. Wow. Honestly, ideal. Thank you.
I feel really proud of that.
No, they're perfect. Wow. Look at you. Did you ever bartend?
No. Maybe I should. I'll quit my fucking job, take out my 401k.
I think you
sell my shares and open a bar.
If I quit my job, I will not go into my 401k. I'll just be like, that's there and I'll invest it personally. But I'd need a finance person.
Yeah, I know. I've never talked to a tax guy, but I feel like I might have to. Right. And maybe that's where you'll find a smart guy who's good at fucking.
Wait, you know
maybe
what?
You fuck your tax
real
guy.
Place to go pick up men. This is my new reveal.
Oh, where?
Board game cafes. Wait, is that crazy?
Yeah, are they all wearing glasses? What's happening? Are they
Probably,
playing chess?
But I feel like guys who go to board game
rock
bars,
hard playing checkers.
I feel like if it's a board game bar, it's like they like to drink. They're fun.
No, I love a game bar.
Exactly. But if you're going with your friends, it's like they probably don't know how to fully talk to women. But that kind of makes me feel better than if they're just like out every night trying to pick up girls.
Yeah, no, I hate the nightclub scene. Fucking
it's
hate
like,
it.
Can you?
It's the same thing.
They're always like, hey, and then you don't pay them attention. They're like, you ugly bitch, and you're like, can you relax?
Yeah,
I can't even hear you right now.
And then if they do get you a drink, they just fucking linger like a little leech all night. And I'm like, no, obviously I was gonna say yes to the free drink and then leave you. If I wanted to fuck you, I would talk to you.
That.
Yeah, don't offer it if you don't want to take the 50-50 loss. Like it's gonna happen.
It's like I owe you literally nothing.
Oh, I know, and then you still feel guilty.
I'm like, don't really feel that guilty anymore.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you want to approach this, you should know what you're getting into.
If it's someone that I'm like feeling and they're like offering a drink or whatever, I'll pull the no, I got this, and I'll buy the drinks.
Oh, I don't do that.
And then he's like, whoa. And I'm like, all right, now it's for sure we're going to fuck.
Like that. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And then he buys drinks the rest of the night. I just do that
Oh, you just do the
one
first like.
one and done. Now you know we're gonna fuck. I gave you the like all clear, like I bought
Oh,
your drink, it's going
okay.
down. And then he's like, oh, okay, like then I will pay for the rest because I know that you're gonna let me in that bitch, you know?
Oh, that
Yeah.
is interesting.
But some guys aren't smart enough to pick up on that. Some are just like, oh, you're really nice. And then they leave me and I'm like, this is how it
Oh my
feels.
God. I went out, I was like, this guy was like hitting on me and he was literally like 24 years old. And it's like, I'm 31 and he was annoying and I wasn't attracted to him.
Oh,
But he's like, I'm catching
worst combo.
He was like, I'm on my way to get my Uber, but I had to stop by. It's like, okay, well, you're out the door in 5 minutes, but all right. He's like, and let you know, I love your dance moves. Cause I was just like, kind of like bopping my head alone in the bar. And he asked, I was drinking a Bud Light. He was like, can I have a sip of that? I thought that was a crazy thing to ask.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was
What are
like,
you, my
dude,
fucking 8-year-old brother?
Exactly. It's like, also a Bud Light. What is that? $8?
Yeah, no.
At the most.
A sip, you're costing me a quarter right now. Bitch.
Also, like, ew, I don't know you. Like, I thought everyone was kind of like,
yeah, you could have herpes.
No,
Everyone still
or-
could have a disease.
you could have. I thought after COVID, no one was ever sharing drinks again. And I was kind of excited about that.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing the drinks. I do with random strange men because I'm like, I don't know where you've been. I don't know where
Also,
that
like,
mouth is.
also women be out here getting roofied. Like, I don't fucking know. You're literally
Oh
a guy
my
who came
God.
up to me.
The amount of times I've blacked out and been like, must have been a roofie. I don't even know if it was roofie, blackout, like if it was like my doing or like their doing. I really need to like be locked in a room one night and just roofie myself.
And
so I
see
know
what happens.
the timeline, how much like, minutes I have to like evacuate the area, how long I'm functionable for, how long I remember, just record it and fucking know like these are the signs. So if I do get roofied out there, I'll be like, oh, I know this feeling. I know exactly like what I gotta do and like have a like escape.
So
route.
Scared of getting roofied. I don't think
I want to roofie myself. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, okay, I'm happy for you.
I'll probably do it here. Actually, you know what was in that last shot?
That's okay. All right, then should we get to it?
And we never heard from Molly ever again.
All right.
Beautiful.
Wow. This bottle was like the perfect size.
And we finished it.
She's finished for 2 people. Yeah.
That was perfect. Wow.
Stunning.
Shout out to you, Parajes del Valle. I took Spanish and I feel like this is French. No, product of Spain.
Oh, well, look at you.
I'm very wrong.
The writing is very Disney Channel.
Valle.
Or Disney, like the font.
Oh yeah, I know. It looks like someone like took a Sharpie to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, I don't know, call it this. And I fuck with it. I like it too. Wow. All right. Wow. Should we end it on that?
I think so.
Do we have more to say? Do you
buy
want to
this
get
wine?
roofied?
Don't get roofied. Men are creepy.
Understand your 401k.
Understand your 401k.
And watch fucking Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God, watch Vanderpump Rules finale and watch the 3-part reunion that looks positively unhinged.
Yeah. I'm going to have Molly on again just so she could recap it. The Vanderpump Rules. Yeah.
That's all I have.
That makes sense. All right. Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I had a great time.
It was delightful.
It was delightful.